Good morning. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about fitness programs versus fitness design and why fitness design is better for 99% of people that want to get in shape and are much better and more practical and more effective than fitness programs like diet and exercise programs that you might download from the internet or hear about from one of your friends. So to start off with, fitness programs that are not custom built for you. You all know this. Fitness programs that you get are not built for your unique history, your body, your habits, or your lifestyle, where fitness design is completely custom built for you and your style. You're the one building it, you're the one testing it, so it's built for you by you. Also, fitness programs are often short-term programs. You'll get one and it lasts for several weeks to several months, but when it's over, it's over. Fitness design, on the other hand, evolves over the long term. It never goes out of style because it's always changing as you change. With fitness programs, you also have the issue of you're not really learning anything or thinking. You're just taking instructions from someone and executing what they put in front of you. With fitness design, you're learning at every step. Especially here, we have this set up as a series of experiments and phases, and you're learning at every step, and things are always changing and you're learning along the way. So you're not just getting stronger and more healthy, but you're getting more capable and smarter as you do this. Another big problem I see with programs is it's way too easy for people to just blame the program. I'm sure you've said, or you've probably heard people say, the diet just doesn't work, or I didn't get stronger because the program didn't work. I've said stuff like that in the past, and it's just not true. Most every program out there works if you execute it perfectly. It just might not work for you. And it's really easy to blame the program instead of you. With fitness design, you have to take total accountability. You're the one designing everything, and this is really the fastest way to change. So if you're trying to lose weight and it doesn't work, you don't just get to blame the program, you have to blame yourself, and this is the fastest way and most effective way to make the change that you want to make. And finally, fitness programs are just boring. There's nothing more boring than just getting a set of instructions and trying to execute them. You don't have the ability to question things or change things. You're just supposed to follow the program as it was designed. And I love it when I hear people say, just trust the process or follow the program, and they assume that that will work for everyone when it often doesn't. Fitness design is just way more fun. You can talk about what you're doing with your friends, get more information and make changes along the way as long as it passes a few tests that we'll talk about. Fitness design is a lot more fun than following a fitness program. And previously I'd mentioned that real fitness is actually design. Even when you're following a fitness program, I'm sure many of you listening to this have tried diets and exercise programs in the past, and you've changed your way of thinking over time, but slowly and not intentionally. But what's really going on here is that you come up with some hypothesis. So if you're a vegetarian, you might say, I think that eating only vegetarian food will make me fit in some way. And instead of being dogmatic about that, with fitness design, you form this as a hypothesis. You say, if I adopt a vegetarian lifestyle, I expect X, Y, and Z to happen, which brings us into testing your hypotheses. You don't just follow something here. You have a goal or something that you want, an outcome that you want, and you're actually forming specific hypotheses to test things. And then you can tell if your hypothesis held up or not because you're measuring. Everything that we do here has some sort of hypothesis with a test and a way to measure it. It's not overly cumbersome, but you're actually looking at things more like a scientist rather than just someone following a program. And then you adjust and learn and make new hypotheses and new goals. So it's much more effective to think of fitness as a design process rather than, hey, I'm just going to go get fit, whatever that means. So one of the biggest things that will help you is to kind of shift your identity from somebody who is a fitness person or trying to get fit and start thinking of yourself as a fitness designer. And here's what that means. Get away from dogmatic best thinking. With fitness design, there's no such thing as the best. You never assume that you've arrived at the right conclusion. You're just always refining and testing stuff. Your mindset should be, I don't know what best is yet. I'm trying to figure that out all the time. You need to switch from being a direction taker to a personal scientist of fitness, which is how this is set up. You're designing this stuff from the ground up. You're making guesses, you're testing, you're changing. So you're not a direction taker anymore. You are a scientist. With fitness design, you don't have to make huge changes to your lifestyle. You see this all the time with people who just say, hey, I'm going to get in shape, and they get all worked up about it. Think around New Year's when you see people come into the gym. That's my favorite time of the year, because for 2 weeks to a month, I just take time off from the gym because I know it's going to be crowded and no one's going to be there. You don't have to make these huge changes to your lifestyle with fitness design, because you're always running small, continual experiments. You can make huge changes. And one of the big things we talk about in fitness design is growing your capacity to make changes, but you don't have to do that right at the beginning. Another thing with fitness design is you don't have to stress about getting it right. You start off at the beginning knowing you're going to fail and accepting that you're going to fail and internalizing that as a good thing. What you need to do is change your mind to being curious about how you're going to change. This doesn't mean that you don't hold yourself accountable. You do hold yourself accountable, but you know you're never going to get it right, and you don't feel like a failure with fitness design when you don't hit your goals or you fall off of your diet. We just take that as a signal that you need to change something. And this goes right into the next one, which is you don't need to make one big bet with fitness. You don't need to get worked up and say, I'm going to start a fitness program. What you want to think about is just compounding your knowledge in fitness over time by doing little micro experiments, which is exactly what we'll show you how to do. So thanks, that's all for today. Watch the next videos and we will explain a little bit more about fitness design.